Guys, I real quick just want to show you how to use your new Gmail accounts. As I've been telling you, you have a Google account through Palisades, which means that you actually have an email account where you can receive and send emails, which is pretty cool. It all works through Gmail. So just to show you how to get in, make sure you're signed in. I'm signed in under my middle school student account. And to get to mail, just look around. I mean, sometimes this little button is right here and you could just click on it. You can always click on this grid, which will show you your apps. And then you also have this grid up here, which shows you your apps. So there's lots of ways to get into Gmail. All right. Once you get there, you'll probably have some things in your email. And it's important to know what's what. An email from somebody that you know is is a good thing. You want to open it and you want to read it and you probably want to respond to it. But then you get other email that just kind of looks like junk. When this happens, just go ahead and select it and you can either drag it into your trashed folder, which is over here. These are all of your folders. If you hit more, you'll see trash. So you can either pick those up and drag them into the trash, or you can hit the trash can button. Once you do this, if you say, oh no, I didn't mean to delete that, you can hit undo real quickly and it'll give you a chance to undo it, but that little button goes away pretty quickly. So the other thing too is if you delete these and then you say, oh man, I really wanted that one back, you can always go to your trash folder. You have 30 days. And if you click it, you can move it back to your inbox. So now if we go back to our inbox, you'll see the email from my friend and you'll see that one that I just had in the trash. All right, well, this one actually is trash, so let's go on and get rid of it. Okay, so here you are in your email page. Um, First, it's important that you know your email. And if you don't feel comfortable with this already, just know that it's your ID. So up here, mine is MS Student, yours is a number, and then it's going to be at palisadessd.net. All right. So let's look at this. If you get an email, and you'll be getting a lot of emails from your teachers, so it's important that you check your email often and that you respond if you're expected to respond. It's also important that you keep it cleaned out. So whenever you do receive that trash, make sure you're throwing it away. All right, so here's an email from Allison Burley. Sorry, guys, I can only do so much with two accounts. All right, and it says, Dear MS student, I'm so excited for the first day of school. I heard that social studies is going to be super awesome this year. Are you excited to go back? See you soon. And then it is signed. So when you receive an email, you want to respond. I mean, they ask you a question, so you want to reply to this. You can either hit this button, which will reply, or you can do the drop down, which will give you the option to reply or forward. I can open up a chat box with the person if they're online over here. You can print, you can delete, you have lots of options. Also, and this is typically what I do, I just scroll to the bottom, and if I click here in this box, it lets me start typing back. So I like this option personally. So we're going to write back to Allison Burley. And it's important that when you write an email, especially to your teachers, you should always know your audience. You know, if you're writing to a friend, it's fine to say like, hey, what's up? But if you're writing to a teacher, principal, coach, you should really try to be a little bit more formal. So dear Allison Burley, I am very excited to go back. And then you always want to sign it, whether it's sincerely or see you soon, take care. I always like this one. If you're asking somebody a question, can I get an extension on my project? Or can I get an extra paper when I come in tomorrow? I always like to sign it appreciatively because you appreciate what that person is doing or what you're asking them to do. All right, so anyway, see you soon, MS student. All right, within here, you do have lots of options. If you click here, let's see, you can change the font, the size, bold, italicize. I mean, it looks like any other formatting bar that you see in Microsoft Word or Google Doc. You could change the color, numbered list, bullet list, change your alignment, lots of options. If you have a file that you want to attach, like a picture or a Word document or something that's saved as a file on your computer, you just hit the paperclip and it opens up a window where you can find the document, open it, and attach it. You can, I love this option, you can insert files from your Google Drive. So if you created a paper for social studies and you want to share it with me, you can hit the Drive option, and my drive is actually empty right now. But if you click on my drive, you'll see all of your documents and your folders, and you just select it and insert it. We'll put it right there in that email for you. And what's cool is that it actually does it as like a linked button. It's not a file that you have to download or anything like that. It just embeds right into the email. The dollar sign, you can move money. I've never used that. With the camera, you can insert a photo. The link option, um, let's just say you wanted to install the link to, oh boy, I don't know, the Palisades website. Of course, I wouldn't insert a link at the end of a sentence like this, but you highlight it, hit the link, and then you can either copy and paste a link in, or, oh goodness, palisadessd.org. You can test the link to make sure it's going to work. You can even insert an email address there if you want to. This is nice if you want to share an email address with somebody. But you hit OK, and there it is. Now when the person clicks on it, it'll take them right to that link. You can change it, you can remove it. So many options. I love Gmail. And then the best part, this is what you guys always love, you can add all these really fun smiley faces. And I don't know if they're technically emojis. They're kind of like these emoji blobs or gum jobs, but feel free to use them appropriately. Again, if you're writing an email, a serious email to a teacher or a principal or whoever, you're probably not going to want to include any of these goofy little faces. But if you're just writing to your friends, have fun with it, keep it appropriate. And also just remember that because this email is given to you through your Palisades account, Palisades does have the control over this account. And that's not to say that anybody's going in and reading your emails. You know, these are private, but anything that is inappropriate, illegal, whatever, it will be flagged and they will know about it. So use this responsibly, use it appropriately. All right, so we're done with our email and we can hit send and off it goes. Now that email will be in Allison Burley's email. And what I also like, now we're back in our inbox. Notice it says Burley and then me and two. That means that this is a conversation now. You know, one email was received from Burley and then I respond, totaling in 2 emails. So if you open this up, you'll see the original email, you'll see the response email, and it really helps you keep track of conversations. So, you know, let's say, for example, you write to me and you say, I wasn't here on Monday, what work did I miss? And then I write back, and then you have a question about it. And then I write back and I answer that question. You know, now we've got 4 or 5 emails that all relate to this one topic. It will keep them all in this one conversation. So you don't have to go scrolling through your inbox or folders and, you know, looking for these things. All right, so the last thing I just want to show you real quickly is compose. That's the button you hit if you want to open an email, or I'm sorry, if you want to write an email. Now, what I really love, I love this most of all, because this is a Palisades Google program, our entire school directory is in Google. So if you want to email a teacher or somebody that you're working on a project with and you don't know their email address, that's fine. All of their email addresses live here. So if you go in and you just start typing, so you know you want to write to Mrs. Burley, it pops right up. I didn't even type the whole name in yet and it started to pop up. You want to write to Mrs. Kesselman. So there's all the KE names, KS. So once you add more letters, it narrows it down and it finds the email for you. Mr. Fuller. There it is. Students are in here, administrators, all building staff. So if you get home and you have a question and you have access to email, you cannot use the excuse that you didn't know the email address because literally 3 or 4 letters into the name, it's stored there. So anyway, we'll write one to Allison Burley again. Always put a subject, so maybe the subject will be social studies. Dear Mrs. Burley, you guys tired of my typos yet? Dear Mrs. Burley, I am so excited to meet you on Monday. See you soon. MS student. I really should give this MS student a name. Okay, and again, you have all the same formatting options. If you decide that you don't want to do this email after all, just hit the garbage can and you can discard the draft. You don't really need any of those options. Hit send and it's off. It's not going to show up here as a conversation yet because this is your inbox. You haven't received any emails yet in regards to that. When Allison Burley writes back, it will show up here. But for now, the only place you can find it if you need to read it again will be in sent mail. Okay, let's go back to our inbox. Let's say you get an email and it's really important and you never want to lose it, like it's password information, or it was really funny and memorable. Uh, anyway, your inboxes are going to become very full very quickly. So number one, you want to make sure you're deleting things when you don't need them anymore. But if you also want to organize things, just make sure that you hit star. And by starring it, now it's someplace I can always find it. It's in this starred menu. So if it gets lost in my inbox under 25 other emails, if I need to find it quickly, I can just hit start and there it is. Okay, back to my inbox. I think that's just about everything I want to show you. The best advice I can give you is take a minute to sit down and play with this. Whenever you're in a Google window, this little gear up here, that's your settings. And if you click on it, it gives you all different options. You can change the theme, so you could change the background. You could change the look of this. If you want to make it cozy, it'll change the size of um, your text and your windows. If I like it comfortable myself. If you want to change your settings and your theme settings, there's lots of options. Themes is always fun. Here we go. We'll go with this one. Just adds a little pizzazz to your screen. So like I said, take a minute, have some fun with this, and go ahead and complete the assignment in Canvas to show me that you learned something from this video. All right, see you guys later.